Angel Reese, the Chi-Town Barbie, the rookie who came into the WNBA with millions in nil deals, a legion of fans, and more attention than almost anyone in women's basketball. But last night, under the brightest lights, everything flipped upside down. Because Angel Reese wasn't trending for a monster double-double. She wasn't going viral for her iconic trash talk. She was going viral for something else entirely, getting straight up humiliated. On live TV, with cameras zoomed in and microphones hot, Reese was called out, scolded, and publicly embarrassed not only by her own head coach, but also by a Chicago Sky veteran teammate. The message was loud and clear. Hype doesn't win games. Effort does. And if you don't lock in, the WNBA will humble you quick. So what exactly happened on that court? Why did her own teammate join in on the criticism? And what does this mean for Angel Reese's future in the league? Especially as fans keep comparing her to Caitlyn Clark. Buckle up, because this story isn't just about basketball. It's about ego, accountability, and the brutal reality of professional sports. Let's break it down. The setup for disaster. This game was hyped before tip-off. The Chicago Sky were in the middle of a tough stretch, and fans wanted to see Angel Reese prove she could step up. She had the spotlight. She had her fans ready with signs and chants. Everything was set up for her to shine. But then came the mistakes. It started small, missed defensive rotations, letting her matchup slip by for easy buckets. Then came lazy box outs that cost her team crucial rebounds. For veterans, those details are non-negotiable. And for coaches, they're deal breakers. By the second quarter, tension was already building. You could see the frustration on the bench, the veterans shaking their heads, and the coaching staff pacing. The coach explodes. WNBA coaches don't sugarcoat things, especially when their team's season is on the line. During a timeout, Chicago Sky's head coach snapped. Angel Reese had just missed another defensive assignment, and instead of quietly pulling her aside, the coach decided to make an example out of her. The camera zoomed in as the coach barked words like, "Lock in, pay attention," and most brutally, "This isn't college anymore." Fans at home could feel the tension through their screens. Reese's wide-eyed expression said it all. This wasn't the treatment she was used to. At LSU, she was the queen. Nobody dared to question her effort. But here, her coach wasn't just questioning it, they were demanding more. Veteran leadership or public shaming. Just when Reese thought the heat couldn't get worse, it did. During the very same timeout, a Chicago Sky veteran, a player with championship experience and years of sweat in the league, got right in Reese's face. Pointing, gesturing, demanding better. The cameras caught it all, and the audio picked up pieces of it. Things like, "We can't carry you," and "Do your job." Now here's the debate. Was this tough leadership or straight-up public shaming? Some fans applauded it. They argued that Reese needs to understand the culture of the WNBA. This isn't LSU. This is an Instagram cloud. This is about grinding, sacrificing, and earning your spot. But others felt it was over the line. Why humiliate a rookie in front of millions instead of pulling her aside privately? Why break her confidence when she's still adjusting to the speed of the game? Angel Reese's reaction. If body language could talk, Angel Reese's said everything that night. When the coach barked at her, she crossed her arms and stared at the floor. When her veteran teammate pointed a finger, she sat stiff, biting her lip, eyes darting away. She looked more like a college freshman being lectured in class than a professional athlete ready to respond. The cameras didn't miss a second of it. Millions of fans saw a player visibly rattled, embarrassed, and unsure how to respond. Some noticed her whispering under her breath, possibly to herself, while others swore they saw her mutter something back at her coach. Either way, it was clear she wasn't taking the criticism well. That's the risk in moments like these. Veterans expect rookies to absorb the tough love and prove themselves. But Reese's pride seemed to clash with the reality check she was getting. It was a crossroads in real time. Would she use this as fuel to come back stronger, or would she let it spiral into frustration and resentment? Social media turns savage. The internet doesn't wait, and it doesn't forgive. Within minutes, clips of Reese being yelled at were circulating on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Edits popped up comparing her bench reaction to a kid being scolded in class. Memes labeled it Angel Reese's welcome to the WNBA moment. Some fans were ruthless. This is what happens when you're all talk and no game. Others defended her. She's a rookie. Every young player gets humbled. Let her learn. But the narrative had already taken shape. Instead of trending for a big performance, Reese was trending for humiliation. Instead of highlight reels, it was sideline drama being shared millions of times. Even sports media outlets jumped in, running headlines like Angel Reese checked by coach and teammate in heated exchange. The Caitlyn Clark shadow. You knew this was coming. As soon as Angel Reese went viral for being humbled, the comparisons to Caitlyn Clark exploded. While Reese was being scolded on the bench, Clark was being celebrated for draining logo threes, selling out arenas, and looking like the future face of the league. The contrast was brutal. Fans plastered side-by-side clips online. Clark smiling with teammates after a win, Reese pouting on the bench after being yelled at. The captions were merciless. One is ready for the league, the other isn't.
The future of Angel Reese. So what happens next? Angel Reese remains one of the most polarizing figures in basketball. Her talent is undeniable. Her charisma is unmatched. And her fanbase is fiercely loyal. But the road ahead isn't easy. The humiliation on live TV was a brutal reminder that the WNBA is unforgiving. Veterans demand respect. Coaches demand discipline. And fans? They demand results. If Reese embraces the challenge, this could be the very moment that fuels her rise to greatness. History is filled with legends who stumbled early, only to come back stronger than ever. Reese has the opportunity to turn her humiliation into motivation. To silence critics not with words, but with performances. But if the tension continues, if the comparisons to Caitlyn Clark keep piling up, and if the Chicago Sky locker room doesn't fully embrace her, the road could get rocky. One thing's for sure. This story is far from over. Angel Reese has the world's attention. The only question is whether she'll turn the humiliation into her ultimate redemption arc, or let it define her legacy.